Hello, welcome to Inspiration Station, and today we got Gus Correa, and we go way back with Gus. We have a lot of history, and we work together. We're still friends. We've known each other for about 23 years, and he's here to share his story. And so tell us about how did we
Well,
tell us about your
pretty
story?
close. I mean, we go back 25, 30 years. Same like you.
Yeah,
I'm an immigrant. Came here legally
yeah,
from Argentina originally. Got here to Miami in 1990 and started.
yeah. You came here in 1990. I got here from Russia in 1980.
Oh,
So,
80.
yeah,
Okay,
so that
yeah.
was 10 years before I actually got here when I was 8 years old.
Wow,
So
wow.
you were a teenager when you got here.
Yes, I turned 18 a couple months after we got here. I have two brothers, one older and one younger.
Mm,
My mom, my dad. So my brother came here with my dad first, then my older brother, then my little brother, and my mom came here. Um, and we started. We didn't know English. We just wanted to have a change,
yeah, and that's my
opportunity, and that
yeah,
was the land of opportunity. So we
exactly.
got here. It was great. Everything was big and nice, and
Yeah,
you know. So we started working at restaurants, bartending. I've had probably about 25, 30 jobs in different areas and restaurants
same, same.
and moved around.
But that's kind of similar to what I did as well because we came here too. We left Russia, and Russia was communist. It was not really Russia then; it was
The USSR,
the Soviet Union, and
80s.
it was a
Yes,
communist country,
right.
and it wasn't really pure communism. It was more like a dictatorship,
Wow.
and so we came here to the land of opportunity as well. And I got here when I was 8 years old. I didn't even speak English. I went to
Amazing.
third grade. I started in third grade, and that's kind of bring
Similar, very similar.
really.
Yeah, I mean similar. I didn't speak any English. I
Yeah,
took English in school, and I knew the basic where's the
you learned
bathroom
it
and
here.
thank you. Later in life, I realized how important it is to be bilingual, which
It's awesome.
I have two kids, and shamefully, I never spoke. They're not bilingual. They know a little bit here and there, but um, that was one of those things that I look back and I said I shoulda, woulda, coulda, but too
But
late.
do you,
Going forward.
do you attribute anything today to that type of background because you did grow up in another country with limited opportunities? Does that Can you attribute that to
Maybe.
your character, your personality? Because I think to me it is a lot
I
because
think that speaks.
yeah,
I think that says a lot because I wanted back maybe that you mentioned that it's something like no, I want to make sure that they know English,
yeah, yeah.
in some kind of a yeah
But
subconscious
your
way.
drive to be an entrepreneur, to be a business,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
always be pushing forward. See, a lot of Americans
Yes.
think that people from other countries always are successful or are driven, but that's kind of our approach too. I mean,
Yeah, we
that's my
took it as
experience.
we hit the ground running pretty
Yeah,
much. I mean, we never, my dad instilled in us, and my mom, of course, different, but yet very caring and supportive of whatever we wanted to do. It wasn't like, okay, you guys are just not gonna do anything until, no, we wanted to just,
you had your own.
we
Yeah,
had the drive and the fire, and we
I
all
had it too.
started right away. We all took different paths at some point, but yeah, we never were complacent. We
Same.
never were, in a way, spoiled. We knew that we had to take advantage of the situation and never take it for granted. I don't take for granted anything.
Well, we were where I was born. I didn't have much money. I didn't have any money. Literally, I didn't have clothes, food. Everything was very limited. So to come here and to actually have the ability to and see that anything is
In
possible,
the beginning, it's crazy, right? 'Cause
I was like, oh man,
I don't know.
why is my dad not pushing more? Why is he not doing starting a business?
Right,
Why is he only happy with the job? But for him, it was fine because it was a stability. For me, I wanted the world,
right.
and I couldn't wait to grab it.
Right,
And so
right.
that's
That's
what
what I saw in you, and we've known each other so long that I think we go back so long that, like, you're considered in my eyes one of my true friends because I share with you things that you don't judge. Same thing with me, you know.
Yep.
I share, that's when you consider someone a true friend, I think, because we motivate each other, we push each other to go after what's out there.
The other thing I also want to say that, and I see in you that we're always changing and growing. We're not complacent and stable or staying the same. Always improving because
Always making waves.
always improving, making ways. Because I didn't see you, or we didn't really hang out much for a while.
Wow.
And then I said, "Holy cow, Gus! Like, what happened to you? Like, you're like a different person." I didn't.
What is it like? We took a break, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. For a while, I didn't see you, and I was like, "Man." So, but it all started at the restaurant at Columbia in Sarasota.
That's right. That's right.
That's
Columbia
where
Center
we
Arm
were-
and Circle.
yeah.
And it was a time where we were trying to find
Our
what
way.
path,
Our
if not one, how many path are we going to go for?
Yep. Yep.
Because I don't consider myself being in one path. I have many different paths that I want to be on. And you introduced me to how to get out of the restaurant rat race. I call it.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it, but I was ready to make a move
To do something different.
yeah, and that's when I started getting into the marketing world and the design world, and I'm like, this is interesting. I have ideas. How do I implement them? And that's what took me into, pretty much, long story
But
short, of this
right.
career.
And the neat thing about it is you didn't go to college. You didn't.
Nope.
You didn't do this in school. You did it with just learning on the job with your own enthusiasm and your
Street and
desire,
connections,
your own
college.
desire to learn. And
That's
to
right. That's right. My own push and grit. I mean, you know, and people tell you, like, why are you trying to? Why don't you just take a class? Yeah, it's easy, but there are other ways to
right.
learn that too. You know, through connections, through people, through.
And sometimes on the job, working on the job, you'll learn more than
Yes.
you will in school.
Absolutely. So I tend to think about more that now more than ever we need to think about EI instead of AI, emotional intelligence,
Oh,
instead
that's
of
good.
artificial
That's good.
intelligence. And you know why? Because
Because-
we're
because
losing.
we're losing our
the touch.
personality.
We're losing
Yeah.
the one-on-one, and that's gonna go away eventually if you let it. More people work from home. I work from home, but I do my best to be out and, you know,
Talk to
find
people.
shows and ways to connect with other people. So that's a way of improving yourself. I
And
see
Gus,
it.
I wanted to. We could talk about 20 different.
Too many things.
Too many different things. Let's
Yes.
focus on you and your path.
Mm-hmm.
So you started doing what exactly are you doing? What is your business?
So the business is my business within a company that I work for. Like I told you, it's not really my business, but I'm a business development for a exhibit company. We provide large format printing and backdrops and exhibits for exhibit houses. Sign shops.
What is the name of your company?
North America Display Corporation out of Beaverton, Oregon.
And what is there a website or how do people get?
So
a
you
hold of
can find me at www.nadisplay.com. You can find me on LinkedIn, Instagram, places like that at Gussie Correa. That's my personal, but I usually mostly use it for business. But it's a business to business. So I go after business to promote and show our products and why we're different than the rest. And it's not because just other companies may have the same type of product. It's just the quality of service. It comes to a point that what are you offering us different than somebody else?
And what is that?
It's the quality and what value do we bring to the table. You know, are we going to be on the other line if there's an issue? There's always an issue when you deal with large product and on-time delivery, next day things. Shows don't stop, so the shows must go on. So if there's an issue or a problem, if they need anything, they pick up the phone and call us. We'll be there.
Well, one thing I know about you and is if I ever call you, if I need to get in touch with you in any way, you're always responding instantly, very quickly, and easy to get a hold of.
Cool. Glad someone sees it.
Yes. And I know I have representatives in companies, and I have a representative because I'm in the car business, and I have reps within companies that I deal
You
with.
appreciate customer service.
And there's some that you can't get a hold of. They don't answer the phone. They don't respond. They don't talk to you, even though they're supposed to help you, but they just don't go that extra distance.
Exactly.
And I know
Exactly.
you do. And
Thank you.
I
Thank
think
you.
that's the,
And it goes down to value and quality of service, customer service. You know, what are you there for? If you're in a business to business or business to consumer, you have to be there. You have to, because things are going to come up, and you have to be open for anything, not only the negative, but also the positive. Like I told you, the phone popped me up to review your business. Always have extra time or make the time to say something positive about a person or about a business. That goes a long way.
the other thing that I notice about you and the way you work with your customers is because, like, if say your customer would call you and I need some displays,
Yes.
you don't only focus on the displays. I think you focus on the entire business
Experience.
relationship
Yes.
and experience, and anything you can help. You're offering sales advice, marketing advice. You're offering a
Promotion,
world,
marketing,
everything.
sales, logistics.
So when you're working within a business and there's a representative there that not only helps you with whatever that item they're selling, but the entire world,
The whole
business,
thing from
the
A
whole-
to Z.
from marketing to,
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
like, and I know you do that. Do customers appreciate that or mention that?
Yes, a lot. And that's why I've been not just with this company, it's going to be 11 years, but in the industry, 20, 21 years. So that keeps me, it's great to hear that. And it's great to be able to be in a position to offer that from A to Z. What you need, there's communication, open communication from A to Z as well. We can't make up things. So you got to tell us the information so that we can fulfill all those needs as they come to our way.
And these displays, how big are they? What do they look
We
like?
go from booth, a typical show, they're 10 by 10, 10 feet by 10 feet, up to 10 by 40. That's what we do. There are islands, but we don't do any customizations or large exhibit. Our low hanging fruit is the 10 by 10 to 10 by 30s. Backdrops, backlit exhibits. We're having a lot of ad agencies come to us now to fulfill airport needs. Backlit exhibits for airports, retail, and things like that.
And who's your typical customer?
So our customers are, again, ad agencies, exhibit houses that provide exhibits for like FedEx, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, things
some
like that.
big ones. And what do you see? Is this business growing? How's your
It's
experience?
yeah, we had a great growth spur, and then pandemic hit, and then after the pandemic took a couple of years. So the last 2 years we got all that back and more. So we see a steady incline, and it's all also the industry keeps pushing us to research and development
To
of new
improve.
products, innovation. What do you got now? Are you incorporating more technology to it? Because people want to be not only spending time to attend the show and see what's out there, but they have to be interactive with those displays and see what's out there.
So that personal
Yeah,
touch. That,
yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And you got to have the booth staff, right? That has to be, it's not easy. You have to be on point, greeting, marketing. How are you promoting yourself? Before I put you in a booth, you have to promote yourself. It's not only about selling. Nowadays, selling, it's a little, don't push me. I'm not. You can't be pushy. You just got to show what you have and how you're going to fulfill or solve a situation.
And when you're looking for customers, how do you find these customers? Or
Through
what-
anything, social media, phone, email, in person. I go to shows so I can collect leads, and it's just the good old grit, just phone calls, emails. I'll hit you on LinkedIn, I'll hit you on Instagram, and I'll start digging until the purchasing manager gives me the time of day
So when
to
they
introduce.
so if they don't respond to you, you keep going, right?
Well, I keep going, until I find the right person, the decision maker or the gatekeeper. And if I find that and I want to talk to who is the decision maker, because I know you guys are already buying from somebody else like us. So I want to present you with what we have in case that relationship ever comes to a point that you need a second in command or he breaks, then I want to be I want to be the one you're thinking of.
How far would you travel to meet your customer?
As far as my territory is, which is all Canada, all U.S., some parts of Mexico, Puerto Rico. So I'm meeting tomorrow a friend of mine, which was my client and will be my client again. He moved from Venezuela, so he's living here in Miami. Great guy. He had to leave Venezuela for some specific
So you're
reasons.
unstoppable. Basically, you'll fly or go anywhere in the
Yeah, and I
basi-
don't. Yeah,
to meet-
exactly. I
to-
don't just
to-
go and visit one. If I have a target, on my way there, I'm gonna do 4 or 5 different stops. So I call stop or I call people until even for 5 seconds or 5 hours, I will meet with you. And if they don't expect me in there, I will stop by anyways to drop off my business card. It's
You're-
like leaving a cent. My cent is being left in each business.
You're like one of the like in the old days, salespeople operated like this.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
exactly.
think nowadays. I don't think people are willing to work this hard.
No,
I think you're
They're
like
afraid of-
you're a dying breed of a salesperson where you will go the extra mile to
Yeah.
go and meet the person, shake their hand,
absolutely. I
face to
think
face.
that's
have that connection with
I
the
think that's
person.
important. Do you?
I think it's very important.
Yeah, and
I find,
also
I mean, by talking to you, I hear a lot of value behind that, and that's the value that your client is getting.
yeah, absolutely. And I'm not going anywhere. Once you become my client, I'm not going anywhere. You know to find me because I was all over trying to get you in.
Do you visit your client? So once the person becomes your client, do you go and visit them personally?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Not
wow.
as often because I have a team that I'm thinking, I'm trusting that they'll take care of, the logistics and the process of ordering and everything. But I am their rep, their person. Their
Because I know you're
go-to.
always traveling. So
Right,
So
right.
So you're always.
So I go visit. If I have like this trip wasn't just for one appointment. I have 6 or 7 different stops that I do. Prospects, clients, and sometimes nothing. It could be just a connection that I met at a show. It eventually could be a prospect, and eventually that turns into a client. So I look at it as, try to big picture.
So I hear that you are working for a business, but you're saying you're treated like your business
Yeah,
because realistically, you're like working for yourself. Yeah, nobody's telling you what to do. Nobody's saying go do this or go do that.
right.
You have your own direction, your own drive.
Well, more than that, I think once you're working, even if you're flipping burgers, if you take the idea of if you're there for business, besides, I'm not there to make friends and you're making a paycheck or you're doing a living. You have the mentality of you have your business within that business, then you're going to treat it differently. You're going to take care of those things that you're doing. The quality is
It's yours.
right? You put hands on it. So either you're employed by a business or you have your own business. I see it as an entrepreneur within a business. It's the same thing. Now, when you run your own business, you have more responsibilities, you got more delegation to do, more money to spend. But when you have someone loyal that's working for you and they think, okay, this is my business within your business, man, take care of that person. Because they're going to take care of your business like it's theirs.
And that's what makes you do the job that you do. And
I think so. I think,
That extra
I
special
mean,
touch.
and I like what I'm doing. I mean, I'm not doing it because I have to.
yeah.
I like what I'm doing. I've created a lot of connections throughout the career that are taking me into other arms as well. So, like I said, I don't want to stick to one path. I like to have multiple paths, and also the freedom. Having the freedom that nobody cages you to put under when you're working for someone that can give you that freedom. Then it's like sky is the limit, or not even the sky.
The world.
Yeah, and always going through the motions of, never pissing somebody off or be like, always, like you said, right? Be like water.
Be like water. Now, where did you learn all this, or how are you getting this knowledge? Is it just because you're doing this job? Oh, I figure this out. I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that.
No,
How are you improving and learning?
motivation and just wanting to do a little bit better, an extra or 1% a little bit better every time.
What is that? Are you reading books, or you're just self-evaluating yourself?
Yeah, I started reading a lot of, not reading, but read some good books, and then I started moved on to videos, and now I do a lot of audio books, and and just watch people, just what they do, and then self-evaluate. That also helps, and see who's surrounding you. If you're wasting a lot of time and doing things that, I just got out of there and I didn't get anything. What are they putting in my glass? Because I put a lot of value in their glass, but if they're not putting any on my glass, then I don't want to be in that six pack.
Yeah.
Yeah. So same thing when I go to shows. Am I spending the time talking to someone that will never see the light of day doing business with me? I'd rather be talking to someone that will eventually create a relationship, and it maybe turn into a business relationship.
The other thing is interesting is we go back the same way. We were both immigrants, came to this country as kids.
Yes.
And how do you see yourself today, like going back? Can you believe that you've achieved this much at this date? Like what do you think? Are you surprised at your achievements, or how much
Not
you've
really.
grown?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't think about it that way. I think about it like, okay, what I got is great, and like I said, I don't take it for granted. But there's so much more out there. Not only opportunities and connections and places to go to. So it's just doors keep opening, and places keep opening for you to go to, have an adventure.
Yeah, because we go back. I go back to Sarasota, and I still run into people from 30 years ago, or how I think it's 30 years. Yeah, 30
Wow.
years ago.
Yeah.
That were waiters. When we were waiters, they're still waiters. They haven't changed.
Right, right, yeah,
But
and I see them too. Yeah,
like, and
the
look
great guys, and that's the path they picked, and sometimes they're forced to maybe stay there. That's
look
what we don't.
yeah,
We didn't want that.
yeah,
I remember talking, us
yeah,
after work, like, man, we don't see each other doing this, right? No, we don't, and we need to do something about it because one day we're gonna turn around.
yeah,
After talk, you gotta have a motivation to put action to it. If you don't put action, still talk.
yeah.
So it's just that. It's a dream without action. It's just a dream.
What do you think about the water statement? Like when I was telling
Well, I always like that statement.
from Bruce Lee, right? Did you see Bruce Lee saying it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I believe in it. Because
Yeah.
you have to. If you're not, then you're gonna miss a lot of things.
What does
you
that
know?
mean to be like water?
Adjust to anything at any time. Adjust not only your mind, but in situations where oh, I should have, oh, I was gonna, maybe just read the environment where you're at all times.
Yeah. To me, the water, what it means to be like water is because water has current, and so you
Really,
have,
current,
yeah, it has a flow.
right?
So just like you as a person, you have your flow and current.
Yeah,
So
we all have electricity.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so be like water also have a direction, and when you have your current is so powerful,
Right, right.
you'll wear down rock.
Oh,
You'll wear-
right.
You'll wear down anything because you're just. I mean, you'll keep going and pushing until
Right.
you achieve. It's not always a straight line forward. It's always going sideways and upways and
That's
every
life.
direction.
That's life. There's gonna be
But
up
if-
and downs
But the main thing
Sideways.
is how strong is your desire.
to keep going, to keep going. Yeah, no, that's great. That's a great.
That's what I've been.
Yeah, no, that's good, and I think that's the reason a lot of people have their different take on that, because you can take it as, I'm on my one path. I pick many different paths, and that's where, different channels,
Yeah.
and also showing who is behind coming, right? Like I have two kids, and I want them to see good example of,
You want to be
what they want to do, and then support them on whatever they want to do and whatever they want to become. never forcing them to be something like, no, you should do this or no, you should do that. Just show them by example of what, what's out there, what can be done.
So what do you see? What do you see in the future for yourself?
Let me see.
What do you see?
A lot of travel. Traveling all over the place.
The world.
Yeah,
I like it.
that's what I wanted to do, and I'm fortunate to have a wife that wants to do the same thing. So it's that's what I see myself doing.
I like it.
Creating connections, learning new lands, architecture. I like foods and hole in the wall places. So
I agree with you.
yeah,
I'm about the same place. The traveling is
because that's
connecting with
also
people.
is good for the soul.
Yeah.
You meet different cultures,
Different people,
and I think
different
it's because
foods.
we come from different and to a land where it gives us the opportunity to not only because when I mean going places, I mean in the U.S. alone, there's so many beautiful places to still go through the whole North America continent, but Europe too. I mean, every time I hear or read, or a couple of years ago, I was there in England and Scotland. I mean, it's just an odd how much ancient things, how much older things are. Like when you see things, that's age over there. So all those things I'm fascinated by.
I'm on the same boat. I want to travel.
Yeah.
And I enjoy the business world and developing businesses and
Can keep
meeting-
something going
and,
because
but the travel is always in the back of my mind. Like
Mhm.
that is my happy place.
that's what I see in the future. But right now, I see myself grinding every day and keep doing it.
Being water.
Yeah, exactly. That's part of being water.
Grind.
Yeah.
All right, Gus. Well, let's wrap up the
Thanks,
video.
Dimitri. I appreciate
Yeah.
your help, and I always, admire you for what you've done, man. It's really an example.
Thank
Really
you.
an example.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
It's been a pleasure knowing you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Doesn't go unnoticed.